What is the most shocking thing you have ever seen in your life? I did a temporary job after being laid off from my usual work. An old guy was operating a machine and it had a jam inside it. He pressed the emergency shut-off and opened the safety gate. As he cleared the blockage, the two huge presses crushed his ribs, trapping him. I ran across and managed to pry one out of the way to release him. Called the supervisor to get an ambulance, and this asshole didn't want to call one because they'd get in trouble with the owner. Because in the UK, if an ambulance is called for a workplace injury, then it has to be reported to the Health and Safety Executive, OSHA, for you American folk. I ran to my car and called the ambulance myself. Turned out the old guy had 4 broken ribs and one of them was a flail, where the rib is broken off and moving around the rib cage. Got a call the next day from the employment agency, saying that the company didn't want me back. I said that's great because I have no intention of going back to a company who were prepared to let someone die rather than call an ambulance. It was 2011, and the Egyptian revolution was happening. I'm an Egyptian living abroad, and I got a call from my sister hysterically crying, and she couldn't believe I'm answering her, and then her husband took the phone from her and spoke to me, asking where I'm, and I told him I'm in the city I used to live in. Turned out, they have seen a post on Facebook for someone who passed away and they can't find his family during the protest. But the shocking part, when I looked at the photo, it was me, exactly me, same facial features, but just a dead person.
Did you think, holy crap, I'm dead?
My best girlfriend, coming back from a night out at a club. There were 2 cars, 5 of us in each. She was in the first car when the driver of the truck coming in the other direction veered off the lane, smashing into the first car. I saw her decapitated by the windscreen. The others in that car were broken boned and smashed, but I ran up to the car and my friend without her head has haunted me for over 50 years. The blood. Not me, but the woman who stopped her car and ran over to check on me and my ex-partner after we fishtailed and rolled 4 times going 60 miles per hour before landing upside down in a watery ditch. She seemed shocked to find us alive. Then proceeded to save us by keeping us warm and calling for help. Was -12 out that morning. Never learned her name or anything. I hope she's having a good day. Me and my grandpa was making cookies when he looked out the window and saw some kids outside and told me, "Hey, how about we give those kids some treats, yeah?" I agreed and walked outside. He gave me the tray of cookies and said, "Wait here, I'll be right back." I gave the kids cookies as my grandpa went back in. 30 minutes later I head back in to find him lying on the floor. Turns out he had a heart attack but didn't seem to yell out for me. I miss him so much. Not insane, but I was in the anesthesia recovery room after a colonoscopy, and the person 2 beds down from me coded, and I sat and watched as the code team came in. Tried for like 5 minutes to keep him alive until a doctor came in and said the family requested that they stop. One of the doctors pronounced the patient deceased and the team of like 5 to 8 doctors had a moment of silence in a circle around the body before we all left the post-op room. It was just so weird how the whole room went from rushed, anxious, determined, and a really palpable sense of urgency to completely quiet and still in a matter of moments. On the other hand, it was really reassuring seeing the real sense of dignity the clinicians gave to the deceased, something they did out of sense of respect for the person's life, because there was no one around but the clinicians and myself, who was just a fly on the wall, and I don't think they noticed.
I had a colonoscopy recently, and the craziest thing that happened to me was the doctor telling me that in his 40 years of doing this, that I have tightest asshole he's ever seen. I still don't know how to process that.